In this presentation, I'm going to introduce about the list data type of Python programming language. List. This is what you called a list. List is a compound data type. List can be changed or modified, that is mutable. A list represents a list of comma-separated values of any data type between square bracket. So here in the example, within the square bracket, I have written 10, then a string ABC which is enclosed within a quote, and then 5.6, it's a float value. More example of list are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. This is called an integer list. All the elements of the list are integers. If all the elements are characters, so it is called character list. And the last one, a name is written within a single quote, then an integer, then a float value. So it is called a mixed data types. Let me show you how to create a list first. So first of all, let me show you how to create blank list. Now when you write like this, suppose L equal to third bracket open close. So nothing is there within this third bracket. So a list L will be created with no data. That's mean L is an empty list. You can also write like this, L equal to list, first bracket open, first bracket close. So here list is a constructor which is responsible for creating a blank list. So this is the two technique of creating a blank list. Let me show you this operation in the Python interpreter. So when you write L equal to third bracket open close, then give enter, it will create a blank list. If you write L, then give enter, it will show nothing, just a third bracket open and close. Now the same thing can be done by writing, say L2 equal to list, then the parenthesis, then give enter and print the L2, you will get the same result. So this is how you create a blank list. Next, let me show you how to create a non-empty list. Suppose I am writing A equal to within third bracket 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is a list with some integer element. Now if you write A then give enter, the integer list will be displayed. You can also write mixed data type within a list. Suppose I am writing 10 and then a string, a group of character when written within a double quotes or a single quote, it is treated as a string. Then say 4.5, this is a float. So this is a list with mixed data type. Now print B, you will get the list like this. Now let me show you the nested list. So what is a nested list? When you write or assign a list within a list is called a nested list. So a list can be treated as a list element. Let me show you that. Suppose A is a list which contains some integer. You can also write another list within this list. So the first element of the list A is 1, the second element of the list A is 2, the third element of list A is a list which contains 10 and 20 and it is enclosed within a third bracket. Then again I am continuing this list with another integer 5. Now give enter, print the list A, you will get the same thing. So this is what you called a nested list. A list within a list is called a nested list. Next, let me show you how to create list from an existing sequence. A sequence can be any kind of sequence object including string, tuple and list. Let me show you an example. Suppose A is a list and let me initialize it with list and within parenthesis, within quote, let me write computer, parenthesis close. So this built-in type list has an argument that is string, and when you give enter, it will create a list A where each of the character of the word computer will be the list element. So let me print the list A first. So it will look like this. Look, all the alphabets becomes an individual element of the list A. So you can also create a list from this sequence. This is a string sequence. Next, let me show you a tuple. A tuple is enclosed within first bracket open and close, Let me write 1 2 3 within first bracket open close. That's mean it is a tuple. Suppose you want to convert this tuple to a list. So for that you have to initialize another list, say b equal to, let me write down list within bracket, say t, give enter. Now print b, it will become a list. Again, suppose you want to create a list of single character or single digit via keyboard input. For that, what you have to do, let me take another list, say C, list within bracket, the input function, and then enter a number, or you can say enter list elements. That will sound better. Two parentheses close. Next give enter. It will ask you for an list element. Let me write some digits, say 78596, and then give enter. Now print C. You will get all the digits which are entered through the keyboard or become the list element. So these are the various techniques to create list. Next, how to access list element. Suppose you have a list, say A, and the alphabets of the word computer are the list element. So C, O, M, P, U, T, E, R, all these characters are the list element. These list elements are identified or positioned by these numbers, and it starts from 0. The second character is at 1 position, third character is at 2 position. They're called the indexing, and since it starts from 0, then 1, then 2, and so on, so it is called a forward indexing. Similar to string, a list can also be represented as backward indexing. That means the last element will be identified by -1. The second last element will be identified by -2, then -3, -4, and so on. So just like string, you can access a list with the help of forward indexing as well as backward indexing. Now if you want to access the last element, you can also write A7. So A7 represents the capital R, which is the last element of the list. You can also access the same by writing A-1. This is also give you the same output, capital R, that is the last element. Let me show you the same thing in this Python interpreter. A equal to, say, I am writing a short word, say hello, H E L L O. So H is in the index 0, this is E is in 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's mean the last element O is in the index 4. Now if you write A4, it will return the last element O. If you write A of 0, it will return the first element H. The last element is represented as -1 also. If we consider negative indexing, then this L is -2, this is -3, this is -4, this is -5. So if I write A of -1, so it will return the last element, that is O. And if I write A of -5, it will return the first element H. So by using this positive or negative indexing, you can access any element from the list. Now let me show you some of the operation on list. The first one is the list element update. At the very beginning, I've already mentioned you that list is mutable. That means you can change any values within a list. You can delete any list element, you can update any list element, you can add a new element within a list. That's mean a list can be changed at any point of time. That is why it is called a mutable object. Let me show you an example on list element update. Let me declare a list as A equal to, say, ball. The character of the words are my list element. So BALL, this character are the list element of A. Now if I write A of 0, it will return the first element B. Now you want to update the first element with, say, C. You can simply write A of 0 equal to C within single quote and then give enter. Now again when you print A, the list will look like this. So B is updated with C. Now it will become CALL. So you can initialize any character or better to say any element by accessing the list index. Next, let me show you how to delete element from list. Since the list is mutable, you can delete an element from the list also. So how it can be done? Let me write the del keyword, then a of 0. That means you are going to delete the first element. At present, the list contains C at its first position. Now, if you delete a of 0, that is the first position, then look what happened. Now print a. So the first element C has been removed from the list. So ALL is now present within the list now. Next, joining of two or more lists. For that we require a plus concatenation operator. Let me show you that with an example. Suppose list1 equal to say 1, 2, 3 and list2 equal to 4, 5, 6. Now if I write list1 plus list2, so it will concatenate two lists, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, and will display like this. You can see that resultant list has firstly element of first list and then followed by elements of second list. You can add more list or concatenate more list with the help of this plus, that is the concatenation operator. So let me declare another list, say list3 equal to say 7, 8, 9. Then give enter. Let me concatenate all these three lists, list1, list2 and list3 within another list. Let me take capital L as a list and let me concatenate all the above three lists, list1, list2 and list3, and stored within the list L. Enter. Now print L. So look, the content of the first list is in the first, then the second list 4, 5, 6, then the third list 7, 8, 9. So this is how you can concatenate two or more lists at a time. The plus operator when used with list require that both the operand must be of list type. If you try to concatenate a list with say some integer 45, so it will give you an error. Can only concatenate list, not int to list. So you cannot add a number, complex number, string with a list. Next, use of membership operator in list. The two membership operator of Python are in and not in. Let me show you how to use this operator along with the list. Let me declare a list as say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So these are the elements of list A. Now, if I say 5 in A, that means 5 is present in A. That means whether the 5 is present in A or not. So it will give you a Boolean type result. That means true or false. Is the condition true or false? 5 is not in the list A, so it will give you a false. If I say 4 in A, it will give you true. So in is a membership operator through which you can find out an element within a list. If it is present, then it will give you true, otherwise false. Now the another membership operator is the not in. So if I write 5 not in say A, it is correct, 5 is not within A. That's why it is returning true. Now if I write 4 not in A, obviously it will give you false. Next, let me show you how to repeat or replicate a list. So this is done by an asterisk operator to replicate a list. An asterisk operator is used to replicate a list for a specified number of times. Let me show you an example. Let me write or declare a list as A equal to say 1, 2, 3. Enter. Now if you multiply A with 3, now here this multiplication sign or the asterisk sign will be used for replicating a list. The content of the list A, that is 1, 2, 3, has been replicated 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, again 1, 2, 3. This operation can also be done with string also. If I write a string ABC and then multiply 3, it will show ABC, ABC and ABC side by side. So be careful when use the list. The plus operator requires both the operand as list type. and the multiplication operator require a list and an integer. This is all for this video. Hope you like the video. Move on to the next part of the list. Thank you.